and welcome back, once again adventurers, to Let's Play Blackwell Unbound. In the last episode, we learned two very pertinent things. One, the fact that C's real name is Cecil Sharp, thanks to Joey's keen hawk-eyed insights, and when confronted with the fact that Cecil is connected with the band known as the C Sharps, Lauren finally learned the name of our mystery spook, Isaac Brown. Unfortunately, it seems that Cecil and Isaac had quite the falling out, judging by Cecil's hostile tone. He also seemed to mistake Lauren for a news reporter, specifically from the New Yorker. And following that lead up has yielded another name, Joseph Mitchell, who was one of their staff reporters.
Come on, let's get out of here.
Right behind you.
So now we're off to the New Yorker Midtown office.
Yes. Can I help you?
Are you Mr. Mitchell?
I sure am.
I'm Lauren Blackwell.
Well, do come in, Miss Blackwell.
Very curt greeting there. But then again, this is a very serious situation. Yeah. Also, two things to point out. Joseph Mitchell is also voiced by Dave Gilbert, if you've been paying attention with your ears. And second of all, Joseph Mitchell is actually, or was, I should say, a real-life individual. He was, in fact, an actual reporter for the New Yorker, and he has a fairly interesting history. But I'm not going to blab about it in this episode. I'm actually going to be linking the wiki article on Mr. Joseph Mitchell, because it is a bit of an interesting read. Right about at this point, however, we're not interested in Joseph's personal history. It also has the same name as first name is Joey Malone, so I wonder if no, calling him Joey Mitchell is probably not going to earn us any points in that regard. So well, we have three ways we can go about this. We can ask for help, get right to the point, or voice our suspicions. We don't have, however, anything that we can directly link Mitchell to or with, excepting for the fact that he has probably interviewed Isaac Brown in the past. So let's play nice for now.
I was hoping that you could help me.
Well, I'll do what I can. What is this regarding? Are you a reporter or...
An investigator of a certain persuasion. It's not entirely a lie.
No, an independent investigator.
I see, so you're not with the police.
Would it matter if I was?
No, it wouldn't. So what can I do for you, Miss Blackwell?
Maybe, on the one hand, it might help if Lauren actually went into the consulting business. On the other hand, if word got out over what it was that Lauren Blackwell is actually consulting for and about, that might lead to some problems. Would be interesting, though. Before we actually get into the meat and grit of what we're actually here to investigate, let's inquire about Mitchell's work.
So how long have you been working here?
Do you always ask such personal questions?
I'm just curious about the sort of work you do.
I write about people, Miss Blackwell.
What sort of people?
Not the famous sort. Just ordinary people, like you or me.
Ordinary people. Like me.
You find that amusing?
Oh, not at all.
Yeah, somehow I doubt that, Lauren. I really do doubt that. But yeah. Joseph Mitchell certainly had a very intriguing career. and the fact that he actually wrote about the ordinary people of the New York of his particular era. But we're not done just yet. First up, we need to know about Isaac Brown.
I'd like to talk about Isaac Brown.
Ah, Isaac. You knew Isaac.
Sort of, yes. I'm looking into his death.
Really? That was almost 5 years ago. Why the sudden interest?
Let's just say that I have a personal interest in clearing it up.
Yeah, call it a cold case of sorts. And there is also the matter of your connection to Isaac.
So tell me about yourself, Mr. Mitchell.
I beg your pardon.
Tell me about yourself.
Yes, I heard you. I hope you didn't come here simply to interview me. I'm afraid I'd make a poor interview subject.
Oh, don't worry, this isn't being published for the public record. Oh no.
I think that's all for now.
All right. You have a good night now.
That didn't seem to go over so well.
Let's talk, Joey.
I'm all ears, sweetheart.
Brainstorm for a bit.
I guess we better get...
After.
Joseph Mitchell certainly is interesting.
Yeah, interesting. Did you notice his typewriter?
No, what about it?
There was dust on it, and the paper was blank. That thing hasn't seen much use in a long time.
Maybe he uses a pen and paper.
Maybe.
Now, that is some very interesting details observed by Joey.
At least we've got his name now. Isaac Brown. Does that name mean anything to you?
Afraid not, sweetheart. Still, a name is something to go on.
True enough.
That's it for now.
Yeah, we'll talk more later.
Let's,
Come on, let's get out of here.
Right behind you.
let's actually, go back.
Yes? Twice in one evening? Come on in, sit down.
Yeah, we have some more details we need to try and clear up.
Anything else you can tell me about Isaac? Why do you want to write about him?
I don't want to go too in depth. Out of respect, you understand?
Sure.
I was drawn to him for the same reasons I'm drawn to anybody I write about. I felt he had a story that could reach people, enrich them, perhaps learn from.
Really?
Miss Blackwell, spend some time talking to the poor and the downtrodden. Walk down the Bowery and speak to the half-wits and the have-nots. In 1 hour, you'll learn more from them than you would from a lifetime of schooling.
Yeah, you'll actually learn more from the Wikipedia link that I will be putting in the video description. But Joseph Mitchell's way of reporting was definitely one that earned him quite a bit of recognition.
So tell me about yourself, Miss...
I beg your pardon.
Tell me about...
Yes, I heard. I hope you didn't. I'm afraid
He's still keeping quiet on himself, however.
So what was Isaac's story? I know he played in a band called the C-Sharps. Then something obviously went wrong. What was it?
Listen, have you tried asking Mr. Sharp?
Yes. He's not talking.
I don't blame him. He's probably feeling guilty.
Guilty? Why?
He has his reasons.
Could you, I don't know, tell me what those reasons are?
I can't do that.
Of course he can't.
Let's ask a little bit more.
Mr. Mitchell, I need to know what happened.
Listen, I don't like this. I don't feel comfortable talking about people without their consent. I won't say any more about Isaac or his sister.
Sister?
Sister?
Please, I'm not gonna say anymore.
Ooh, Joseph made a little slip there. It's a slip that, well, we might not learn about much from him here. It's another lead we can use.
Who?
I told you,
Yep.
not another word.
Skipped ahead there.
Who was Isaac's sister?
I told you, not another word.
Well, we're not going to get anything more from,
So tell me about your...
I bet.
Tell me about...
Yes, I hope you didn't. I'm afraid
that's still the same. But, Joseph might not want to talk about, Isaac Brown's sister, but I think I know someone who will. Our good friend Cecil. And in fact, I think it should now be, fairly obvious to anyone of, who exactly Isaac Brown's sister is. But before we leave, let's actually see what he wrote about Isaac Brown.
I'd like to read your piece about Isaac.
Well, I'm afraid I can't help you there. I never published it.
You didn't?
No, it seemed a bit in bad taste.
Since when do reporters care about bad taste?
You know what? We're actually going to parrot that line there.
Since when do reporters care about bad taste?
You don't have a high opinion of journalists, do you?
Well, you hear things.
Oh no, don't worry about it. I'm well aware of the stereotype. I've written about deceased persons before when I felt it was in the public's interest. But Isaac, well, I felt the man deserved some peace.
Would be inclined to take Joseph Mitchell at face value, and to be fair, Joseph Mitchell was far more of an integral journalist than most tabloid writers nowadays. However, there is still the niggling reality that, as Cecil mentioned, Isaac died after Joseph Mitchell had written his story about him. Not even the police would dare overlook that little coincidence. So as we did before with Mr. Cecil, we're going to put the screws now to Mr. Mitchell.
If you felt his story could reach people, enrich them, as you say, why didn't you publish the story?
Listen, Miss Blackwell, Isaac didn't just die. He was murdered. Someone reached around his neck and strangled the life right out of him. That puts a bit of a damper on a story I wanted to tell.
So nobody will hear the story.
All my notes on him have been destroyed. Isaac's story might not have reached the people, but it reached me. Maybe that's enough.
And yet his story is still reaching us. Anything else we can learn about him?
About Isaac Brown.
I told you, not another word.
Alas.
So tell me about your...
I beg.
Tell me about your...
Yes, I hope you didn't. I'm afraid.
Well, we are learning a bit more about Joseph Mitchell as a reporter and a journalist. Doing so directly doesn't seem to be paying off. I think that's all we're currently going to learn about Isaac and his sister.
I think that's all for now.
All right. You have a good night now.
You too as well. Though something tells me we'll be back. Well, back to Johnny Ivories we go. More interrogation. Fun, fun, fun. But that's part and parcel of the job.
Cecil?
What?
Let's go through this in order.
About that reporter.
I know nothing else about that man. Southern guy. Talked real slow. Asked a bunch of questions. Just leave it, okay?
Yeah, he's not going to tell us more about Joseph.
About Isaac Brown.
Leave it, lady. The past is dead, gone, and buried.
Dead and buried it may be, but gone it most certainly is not. Now, for the hardest question of all.
I need to speak to you about Isaac's sister.
That's it! You've crossed the line, sister. It was fun for a while, but now it's time for you to leave.
Ooh, now you've done it.
Look, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're sorry. Sorry ain't enough, sister. Leave.
Okay, this is me leaving you alone.
You really have a way with the fellas, kid. Don't sweat it. His bark is worse than his bite.
Oh, it's you.
We need to talk.
Yeah, it's,
Look, Buster, I've had it up to here with this. I need information, it's stuck in your head, and I plan on getting it out.
Less talk and more get the hell out.
Fine, I'm going.
Well, that certainly worked wonders. We'll have to change our tactics if we want to get him to talk.
we'll try
Look
once
what
more.
the cat dragged in.
We need to talk. What are you gonna do, throw me out?
Oh, is that a challenge? Don't tempt me, lady. Leave.
You want me to leave? I'll leave.
Ever think of moonlighting in PR? You're so good at talking to people. Seriously, whatever you're doing, you can't handle it this way.
Knock it until you
Oh.
try it.
It's you.
We need to talk.
Hmm.
You're upset. I didn't want to upset you.
I'm upset. Yeah, great observation. If you're so concerned, why don't you just leave? That would make me feel much better.
Okay, this is me leaving you alone.
Once again, failure.
Stop and think, sweetheart. Soon as Piano Boy sees you, he gets all bent out of shape. You won't get anywhere this way.
Oh, it's you.
Lauren is nothing
That's
if
me.
not stubborn.
I'm like a bad penny. I really need to know about Isaac's sister. It's very important.
Yeah, well, we all have problems. And my problem is you. So leave.
You want me to leave? I'll leave.
You're hopeless, you know that? A shame I can't talk to him. I know his type.
I'm sure you do, but I think we still have a few more opportunities to try.
Oh, look, it's Miss Wonderful.
That's me. I'm like a bad penny. Look, obviously something's wrong. Why don't you try talking about it?
What is this? Some kind of psychotherapy? You here to get me to open up about my feelings?
I'm here for Isaac.
He's not worth it, and neither are you. Just get out of here.
Okay, this is me leaving you alone.
Darling, dear, you obviously can't handle this on your own. Maybe I can be of use?
Not yet,
You
Joey.
just don't give up, do you?
Not yet.
We need to talk. You want to forget the past, you say?
Yeah,
Then what's with the picture behind you? If you wanted to forget the past, why'd you keep the picture?
I have my reasons. Leave it alone. Just leave me alone.
Okay, this is me leaving you alone.
Darling, dear, maybe I...
Oh, it's you.
One more try.
You up for talking like a civilized human being?
One more try. Last ditch effort it is.
Shut it! Just leave, why don't you?
I'll leave, but I'll be back.
Darling, maybe I can be of use?
Well, it's clear from Joey's obvious hints there that Lauren isn't going to get anywhere with Cecil with any more of her questioning. Well, that is going to mark the end of this particular episode of Let's Play Blackwell Unbound, and when we return, maybe Joey might be able to figure out, well, how to deal with Cecil's current temperament. As always, adventurers, until next we meet.